three times we use rice. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, mostly we prefer rice. No, nowadays because of the cross culture, we do also eat chapatis and all those wheat items. But our main thing is rice. So in the rice they have found very many different things, and one of the thing, in hundreds of things, one of the thing is making dosa. And it is almost like 100% our breakfast is idli or dosa, and it is the same flour we make both of it. Okay, so for making dosa or idli, the main thing is the rice. I think we all know rice, and in rice also there are different varieties of rice. We do usually use two type of rice. Some they use only one type. This we call it as a boiled rice. Okay, this we call it as raw rice. Okay,
also called as a idli rice.
Yeah. So these are two type of rices. So we mix both the rice to have a better consistency, and you can make out of this alone and you can make out of this alone as well. And there is another kind of rice which is like a round kind of. It is not a long rice for cooking. You might have seen this packets. This is CAL. It has a blend of 2-3 varieties. So if you ask in the shops idli rice, they will give a mota smaller rice. Okay, but I usually use these two. And if you want variation, you can add semolina. They can add any. Poha is an extra one, not the main one. We make. So we soak, and this dal I think you all know. This is urad dal, the white one, not the with the skin. So with these three only, our South Indian dosa is being made. The basic thing is 4 part of rice and 1 part of dal. If you soak and grind, you will get a flour like this. It should be fermented, and this is the one which makes the fermentation, the dal. Without the dal, only rice, if you make the fermentation, it won't come. So this is 4 part and this is 1 part. But if you grind in the grinder, you know grinder? I think you can see this is called grinder.
Is different, not mixer. You know grinder, I said
the mixer is different because the mixer cuts the things. It doesn't grind actually.
मुझे नहीं मिला.
Has a stone.
Flour.
Those days we do like that.
Oh, that grinder.
That is called grinder. That one, what makes it?
Chakki pisting.
So if you take this cup, this 1 cup of dal, if you soak, we usually soak 3 hours minimum, and whole night also some people they soak.
Dal alone or all
Dal is 1 cup, and this is 4 cups you soak separately. No, you can soak that, I will tell later. This 1 cup, if you grind in the grinder, you will get like this much because it grinds and puffs and comes. But if you do it in the mixie, when you grind, almost the same amount only you will get. It doesn't, because it cuts, it doesn't puff up and come. But this dal has a quality to come up. Only with the grinder it helps that. So if you are doing it in mixer grinder, you put only 2 cup of rice and 1 cup of this dal, so that fermentation will happen. If you put 4:1 in the mixer, for me mostly it doesn't come properly because the dal is not enough because of the cutting. That puffing up is not happening. Okay, so this is 4, this is 1 if it is in grinder. If it is in mixer, 2:1, or some people put 3:1. According to the quality of this, the dosa varies. By practice we know. Okay, and can you show the idli? It won't happen within an hour or 2. You need almost 1 day. In India, because of the heat, you need around 8 hours to happen. I have kept this much. After grinding, it has come until here. But in India, within 8 hours it happens. Here, because of the climatic condition and maybe because of the altitude, it needs minimum 12 hours, maximum 24 hours to come this way. So what I do, I always keep the previous flour 1 spoon So that the previous night when I grind, I add it like a yeast. So by next morning it rises up like that. This I grounded yesterday evening, and I added maybe 1 full spoon of the old flour for 3-4 boxes like this, and from here it has come up like this because of that old flour. Okay, that is one thing. And the next day when it comes up, you do like that, and in the mold if you place and steam, you will get idli. I heard from UNESCO, they told this is the healthiest food in the whole of the world because of the rice and dal mix as well as steamed. There is no oil or anything in it. So the same thing, maybe little more water if you add, you can make dosas. Okay, but for dosa to come very crispy and the reddish color, we do add little 1 spoon of this, and also chana dal 1 spoon. Otherwise, sometimes this is fenugreek, methi. If we don't put this, sometimes the dosa will be white in color. That color won't come. So for that sake, they add 1 spoon of this and 1 spoon of that. Okay. Then another thing here in Kenya, what I have learned, as it doesn't ferment that easy, we add this also to grind. So and poha, you soak it and grind it. And also some people, they use the cooked rice as well, 1 hand, to give fermentation. But if you are adding the whole flour, even these 2 are not enough. But if you do add these also, it will give the crispiness and all. Some even they add sabudana as well to get the crispiness. So these are the variations, but the basic thing is rice and dal. Soak for 3 hours, grind it with in the end. Some they add salt and keep. Some they add salt when they are making. Okay. So then wait for 8 hours to raise up. If it doesn't raise up properly, mostly the dosa might not come right way. Okay. And if it rises up, the dosa will come very nice. Because it has been sabji what you make. If it's too watery, that water will make the dosa soggy. So it should be medium. And there are this in potato also you can make varieties. You can add tomatoes and cauliflower, capsicum. According to your taste, you can vary. And they also make Chinese Szechuan dosa, where you add the other masalas like Chinese Szechuan sauce, tomato sauce. If you spread, you can make. If you are a non-veg person, you can make meat dosa, chicken dosa, but minced meat you make something like this, and you can spread it. You understood? Yep. So I have grounded and brought. And I think the South Indians, make dosa. You can start taking your plates, food. Then as we make this for each. You can make more.
Okay, one question. Like this, pan that she's making now, the dosa. I see some people, they throw water.
Yeah.
And then
why they do it? When the pan is too hot, you can't be able to spread it. Okay.
Just check.
And if it is too low, it won't come as well. So it should have a right heat for the pan. So if the pan is too hot, to make the heat less, usually they sprinkle water.
This is ordinary pan and this is dosa pan.
Both are dosa pan only. Both are non-stick. But this pan is actually your usual dosa pan. But some iron pan. But what happens, unless you make use of it, it will stick and it won't come. But this non-stick, easily.
Any oil just like that.
No, you can put little oil, but if there is oil there, it won't spread like this. It will be together.
You have to put on top of it, not on the tawa. Please, Eros.
Oh, thank you so much.
You learn soon. We are coming to your house.
So you can serve your food and we will come and give dosas for you.
I'm keeping it here.
And I will also show the same one. If you make thick, it is called uttapam. The the thick dosa, that also we will make and show you. Yeah, that is ghee and to make dosa. But you can use any oil, and if you add little ghee, it will have more taste. And this is one way of making. Another way of making is, if you make thin, just do like that. So you don't have to turn it. It will cook itself. This pan comes like that pan goes. You can turn it, or you don't have to even turn. If it is very thin, it will cook by itself. The oil is not enough. Which oil?
This is coconut oil, no?
No, this is not groundnut oil. The groundnut oil is the same oil.
Where is your bag, Chucha? Plain dosa, masala,
You kept two plates. The plates have been kept there. The spoon I need to keep the potato.
ഇവിടെ